When I first joined Tinder...
All good stories start with when I first joined Tinder.
I'm so fussy, I don't... She's off.
No, don't keep that.
Oh! Hi everyone! My name's Sean. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am joined by my lovely friend, Sarah Jane from TheBookLife. You may have seen her or heard me talk about her a fair few times. She just won't go away.
What won't?
You won't.
Oh!
And we thought we'd do a non-bookish video. We are both a part of the online dating community, you know. Times are tough. You've got to do what you got to do.
To survive.
We get a lot of interesting messages and we have a lot of interesting dates. So we thought we'd just grab a few drinkies and
talk about it.
Discuss it and just see if anyone else deals with this as well.
Because we've had so many funny conversations about this. Me and Sean talk on Voxer all the time, which is an instant message like walkie-talkie app. And we just have so many funny conversations. And every now and again we put something on Twitter, and I think I said ages and ages ago would people like a video where we talk about this, and people were like, yeah, let's do it. And we just thought, okay, it'll be fun, because sometimes you just want to chat, and these are the kind of things that we would talk about, so we thought we'd talk about them
on the camera. I don't go on very many dates.
I don't go on many, do I?
No, well, yeah, but not more than I am.
Yeah, but that's not really like a benchmark, is it?
Like, you've had more interesting dates than I have.
My favourite one is from the old archives. And this
I won't know this one.
You might do. So what I tend to do is I'll like online date for a little bit, and then I'll be like, no, and then I'll stop for a good 6 months to a year, sometimes longer. And so this was probably like 2012. And it was, well,
I just left school.
It was my second online date. No, my third online date. My first one, I met the guy in London, which was before I had like anxiety and stuff. And he turned up and he had one of those, like, you know, those drawstring bags that people used to have like for PE. And I just straight away knew that he couldn't be the one. I was like, no.
Can't date you, you've got a drawstring bag.
I remember seeing him and seeing his drawstring bag, and I just thought, oh no. But he'd already seen me, so I couldn't leave. So we went to Starbucks, and then he went, I don't drink hot drinks, I'll just have a Coke. And I was like, are you at school though? And we'd arranged to spend the whole day together, and that was like my first online date, and that's when I realised you get in, you get out, and then you assess the situation. Yeah. So my next online date was fine. I'm still building up to this like best story. It was fine. I didn't really like him very much, but I felt like I needed to give it a try because I hadn't dated for something like 6 years at this point. And it was fine until we went to the zoo on like the third date. And at this point I was like, is there something wrong with me?
Is this the same guy?
No, it's a different guy.
Okay,
no, I didn't see him again. And out of nowhere he just tried to kiss me. And it was like way too soon. No, it was the second date. It was way too soon. And we were in like by the fish. And it felt like a fish. And it was not good. And so that one was gone.
So you like waiting for kisses then? See, I'm fine with a kiss on the first date if I
feel I don't now. You got to get it out of the way to find out.
If you're feeling it.
It was my first experiences
of
online dating for a long time, so I wasn't really sure, and I wasn't sure if you could tell how much you like somebody at that point.
Especially if he's like a fish. Yeah,
and then as soon as that happened I was like, no, it's like trying to put on a shoe that doesn't fit and you want to make it fit. So then I go on this date with a guy and I realise that I do like him. So that's great.
Another guy?
Yeah, another different guy. Yep. Guy number 3, bachelor number 3. And we went for like a coffee/tea, and the only thing that annoyed me was certain ways he said certain words really annoyed me.
That really bugs me as well.
He wouldn't say jewellery, he'd go jewellery. And I'm like, who speaks like that?
Pardon?
Yeah, but I let it slide. And then he kept asking me to be his girlfriend, and I really liked him, but it was way too soon because we'd only known each other about 2 weeks, and I was like, it's too soon for me to be like labelling stuff. And he was like, no, the way I see it is that I really like you, and I feel like if we're going to give this a shot, we've got to like jump in. Otherwise, you're probably in a place where you're like, I don't really like this person, I'm trying to make it fit. And obviously in my mind, I was like, no, but I know what that feels like. So I went, okay.
You've told me this.
This is my shortest relationship in history. So like, then the rest of the date's going well. And then out of nowhere, he just went, I don't think I want a relationship. And I went, I'm sorry. And he went, yeah, I think it's like, you know, I mean, you're the first online date I've ever been on, and it's like when you buy a car and you know that you should test drive other cars first. So, yeah, I think I just want to call it quits. And I just looked at him and went, are you okay? And he went, yeah, I just think it's too rushed. Like, it's too rushed for me. And I'm like, it was too rushed for me! So, I never saw him again. The best thing was, though, that I never saw him again, never spoke to him again. And then he messaged me a year later and said, hi, I know it's really random for me to message you now, but I just felt like I need to say sorry to you because I realised that what I said and did to you was wrong, which I was like, you know what, that's nice. A bit late, but nice.
Yeah. And
he went, I've been on a lot of dates since then, and I've realised that I didn't have chemistry with anyone like I did with you. Would you like to go for a date at some point?
No!
Do you want to know what I said? Fuck off. I'm sorry, this car has now been sold. I've had some interesting dates, put it that way. Like, one guy, I sat in a cafe with him for like 4 hours, this was a few years ago, and we got on really, really well. And like, he didn't make any effort to leave, right? I wasn't holding him hostage. He was having a great time. And then he messaged me like the next day and was like,
pardon,
I just don't like dates that last that long. And I was like, why didn't you leave then? And he went, so it's not for me. I was like,
holding him against his will.
yeah.
So the one thing, we've got a Voxer chat, obviously, with me and Sarah Jane, and then we've also got our friend Susan in it. And one of our favourite things to do is send each other the most cringiest, disgusting messages that we get on sites like Plenty of Fish and OkCupid, because, you know, you got to be on all of them, it's fun.
Yeah. And the thing is as well, if any of you say things like this, now some of them are bad, if any of you do this, stop now.
Don't! Just stop it.
Just stop. And this applies for women as well. And this is one that's not really bad on the scale, but I'm just going to explain why this is not a good thing to send. So I got, hi, I'm Rob. I'm wondering if you could tell me a bit about yourself. Now, that might sound fine, but let me tell you, my profile is an essay, because I haven't got time to be putting a little bit on there and having some mystery. No. I have got the encyclopedia of Sarah Jane, and if he, like, don't message someone and say, hi, can you tell me a bit about yourself, if they've got a lot of information on their profile, because then it's like, well, you obviously haven't read it, therefore you're obviously not interested. If that person hasn't got a lot on their profile, then fine, but if you've actually, like, you put quite a lot as well, don't you? Because it's just, you need to get that information out there. And it's just message to be like, can you tell me about yourself? It's like,
read!
No. So I replied, look, Rob, I've got a whole essay, so actually, no, I can't. Which was a bit rude of me, but I just wasn't in the mood.
Okay, so I've gone for a don't ever send this to anybody ever message for the first message. Hi, smiley face. Poor, you're so sexy. Pokey out tongue face. I'm single. Nice, sweet, caring. Naughty man. I don't know what that means.
A what?
Naughty.
Do you think it means naughty?
Maybe. And looking for a relationship and sex. Sex, S3X. And fun. I wish could have our ship with you, as I so would love to have sex, S3X, with you every day. I, of course, naturally did not reply.
I think that we don't even need to discuss why that's wrong.
I get those kind of messages quite a lot, and I just don't get it.
Yeah.
Why?
This one I got was such a weird one, and again, it's one of those copy and paste ones. Like, you know, it's just copy and paste to everyone. I swear to God, the moment I looked into your pic, I just couldn't stop myself from liking those eyes. You are amazing girl. You are Anne. You are amazing girl.
Grammar does not exist on these sites.
So beautiful you are. Whoever is going to be with you will be the most luckiest person in the whole world. I'm telling you. Don't know if you're going to read this or not. If you do, I will just ask for your permission to walk beside you.
I've once had someone ask if they could be my slave.
I had someone message me and be like, I need to service someone. Would this interest you?
Yeah.
And I'm like,
no.
No.
I typed prettiest girl on the earth on Google Maps and it gave me a link to your profile. Obviously didn't reply. A couple of days later, would you want to hook up? I'd love to go down on you all night. Lol.
It's the fact that he added lol at the end.
Do you remember that guy Guys, if a girl does not reply to you within a first couple of days, don't message them
her again.
Because I get this all the time.
Sean gets this more than me. I rarely get this, but you get this a lot.
So, hi, you seem nice. Did you have a nice bank holiday? Hi, you seem nice. Have you been enjoying the sunshine? Didn't reply. Then he started getting a bit irritated. Hashtag fake eyebrows, lol. Then, oh, you're nice. I like your good girl haircut.
Didn't he message you again and say, I like your boffin haircut?
Yeah, I think so.
And then Sean had this other guy who messaged her,
God.
and he messaged her twice, and then he said, do tell me if you're not interested. And Sean was visiting me at the time, and I said, message him back and say you're not interested, because I guarantee you he will reply and say, thank you for that, can you tell me why?
And he did.
And he did, word for word.
Yep. And then there was this other guy that sent me, it wasn't just like, hi, how are you messages, it was giant paragraph of messages, which I didn't reply to because, you get the vibes. And he kept sending me giant paragraphs, different paragraphs each time. And then he started getting really fucking snotty with me and was like, you're so picky, why are you so picky if you're on this website anyway?
Yeah, and it's like, it's not about being picky, it's about finding someone who's on your wavelength. You should know the kind of person that you want to be with, and you should stick to that no matter where you're looking to date. And to say something like, oh, well, you're on here, so as if you must like just accept everything, it's like, no.
And then I replied and was like, that. And then he tried to turn it on his head and was like, oh, yeah, I get that, I'm really sorry, it's just, when you don't reply, what am I supposed to think? And I was like, well, I would have thought after about the first 10 messages you might have got the point that I didn't want to speak to you. And then he started getting really snotty. And then he was like, can we just be friends? Can we just talk as friends? And I was like, I don't think that's the right move, have a nice day. And then a few weeks later, he messaged me and was like, I've made a short film. I was wondering if you want to watch it and could give me some pointers. I said no thank you, after he sent me another message again saying any news. And then, over the last couple of days, he's deleted this profile and messaged me again on a new profile, pretending that we've never spoken before, with the same type of messages. And I'm just like...
One that I had, which I haven't screenshotted because the conversation was going quite well, so it wasn't like a funny thing. But he messaged me and he seemed really nice, so I messaged him back. And he asked me if I was up to date on Game of Thrones, so I said yes. And he said that he could talk about Game of Thrones for hours. And I went, oh yeah, me too. Turns out he actually could talk about Game of Thrones for hours and sent me back a 1,000 word message about Jaime Lannister and his character arc. And I was like, oh, this is nice. So I messaged him back and I said to him, because at this point I was still like, I kind of like you and at least you're not sending me like really short messages. And I messaged him back and talked about how I really like redemption arcs and stuff like that. And he basically started mansplaining to me all the things that I'd missed about Jaime Lannister. And I was like, no, I haven't missed them. I have a slightly different opinion to you. And then he deleted his profile and I was like, what? So you just told me that I'm wrong about Jaime Lannister and then you left?
I have, on my profile it talks a lot about zombies because you all know that I'm obsessed with zombies, obviously, and have a fear of them. And in my profile, I specifically say, I do not need you to look after me in a zombie apocalypse because I have my own plan. All of my first messages are mainly, what's your zombie apocalypse plan? Which, it's fine because they're talking about my likes, but it's also then I get, I can look after you in the zombie apocalypse. We could team up. And I'm like, did you read my profile? It says I don't need you to look after me. I am my own woman, I've got my own back.
One of my favourite messages I got was, I can't find it, but it was from this guy, you'll remember it. And one of my pictures is me with Jared and Jensen from Supernatural, so Sam and Dean Winchester. And all he put was, oh my god, is that, oh, OMG, is that you with them dudes from that show and that? What the fuck, lol. And I was like, I don't even...
How do you respond to something like that?
Well, I didn't.
How do you respond to half of these messages? Like, what goes through people's brains?
Do you remember that guy who messaged me with just his phone number?
Yes!
I signed him up to a lot of stuff. I'm not even gonna lie. I just looked up, like, there's actually a website for people who keep spamming you, like, you can sign them up to stuff.
Basically, the gist of it is, if you're gonna send a message to someone, read their profile.
Be funny!
Yeah, oh my god, yes, please be funny. Just don't be a creep.
And somebody once messaged me and they asked me about recommendations for spicy rice. And I'm just, oh, what's my favourite way to like prepare an avocado? And I'm like, look, no. Hi, princess.
Oh, vomit.
I fancy what I see, but I care to know you more over a chat and a date. I'm thinking no.
It's safe to say we both get some interesting messages on websites.
I feel like you get weird. I get some weird messages, but you get like weird, persistent messages.
I get the dirty stalker kind of messages.
And you get dirty stalker kind of messages. I just get ones from people who really like don't have a clue. The problem that I feel is that I just haven't met my match yet.
No, and it will happen.
And it will happen sometime, but this has been fun.
It's a very rambly video, but we've enjoyed it.
If you've watched this whole thing, then cheers. Because this was fun for us to film. If you've had any bad messages or bad dating stories, let us know in the comments because we will read them.
And laugh. I need a good laugh.
Yeah.
It'd be so funny.
Yeah.
And it would be good to know that everybody gets messages. I'm pretty sure everybody does that's on a bloody dating website gets messages like this, but it could be quite fun though, to be fair. Being on Plenty of Fish and everything like that is a constant source of entertainment. We also filmed a video over on Sarah Jane's channel. We made up a brand new tag. It's actually really...
It's not a tag!
It's not a tag, it's a game!
It's a challenge. We filmed fictional categories, which was a lot of fun, so it's a bookish video.
It's over on Sarah Jane's channel, and if you feel like you want to go check that out, then you definitely should. And if you feel... Jesus! And if you fancy doing the challenge yourself, then tweet us your videos because we'd love to see them. And yeah, that's it. See you again soon. Okay.
Are you not even going to thank people for watching?
Thank
That's
you for watching.
really rude.
Thank you for
I
watching.
always
Bye.
thank people for watching. I say thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys again soon.
Thank you for watching. Bye.